Second semi-final in the KSL, we have MVP against... Yeah, pretty good question. We have MVP against Prime. For a second, my mind was completely blank, but obviously today is Prime against MVP. We already had the first semi-final yesterday. NS Hoseo was facing OGS and NSH prevailed after 10 games, and therefore the first finalist is already determined. We have NSH against the winner of this clan war. This is the first game in today's KSL clan war, and BboongBboong and Finale are the two opening players. And have a quick look at that very early pylon at the bottom. We are going to see a forge first for Finale, who's starting in the red at the right side of dual side. His opponent is none other than BboongBboong Prime. And this is going to be quite an exciting game. I'm actually looking forward to this clan war, especially since we already have two very good players in the opening match. But of course, most of you guys are probably waiting for Marine King Prime, and we have a lot of good players for MVP as well. Tails, Keen, and Don Ragu. Some of them, Genius obviously is also in the lineup. And let's see what we are going to see today. And a nice start into this match. We have a hatch first for BboongBboong, but not at his natural. No, this sneaky guy is up for some shenanigans. He immediately throws down the hatchery to block his opponent's expansion. Very nice. Usually we see builds like this from Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, but in this case we have BboongBboong with with a very, very aggressive hatchery, and I think he will probably let it finish and try to build six Zerglings to get into his opponent's main base. Obviously, upon reaching the one pilot, we should see a first cannon for Finale. That's exactly what happens right now, and he's walling off completely. Well, not completely, but at least at the front. So this cannon might be able to do a lot of damage, but as soon as BboongBboong finishes this one particular hatchery, there will be a lot of creep spread, there will be a couple of lava, and he has to use chrono boosts now as well for his gateway. At the same time, there is a pylon at the bottom in order to block the expansion for BboongBboong. Finale is determined to just delay the expansion of his opponent also by a little bit, while the Zerg player is already building the first set of lings and a queen. The second hatch is already done, and this is going to be quite the interesting game. In the back we have the cybernetics core, and now this one zealot is trying to take down the hatchery with the help of the cannon. We have two lava. Is he going to build a set or three sets of lings? He's waiting for the third lava to pop, and there are 6 Zerglings at a time. He's trying to get into the main base of his opponent in order to scout what's happening. Finale is getting the second gas right now, while BboongBboong is building another hatchery. Another lava just popped out, and look at all that creep. He has to wait for all the creep to recede before he can finally start to build his own nexus, and he might even just go for a one base play, given the fact that right now also the broodlings are attacking. Is he able to take down a cannon? I actually doubt it, but still worth a try. 2 Zerglings are out already, and we have the first sentry being built. And this lone probe has to wait quite a little bit until it can place down the pylon. Sorry, not the pylon, but the nexus. That's going to be very interesting, especially since we are having 2 gates placed down in the main base of Finale. We have already 2 queens for BboongBboong, and he has a pretty decent drone count. He's on 22 to 23 probes, and is now getting the expansion, as I already mentioned. So another scout is getting into the main base, not scouting anything at all, and there are already 2 queens in order to prevent scouting from the Protoss player. Pretty interesting opening match, very nice builds from both players so far, so let's see what's happening for Finale now. He's basically just resorting into going for 3-gate expansion, getting a lot of sentries already. We have the warp in technology halfway done for our Zerg Protoss player, and the probe still waiting for the creep to vanish so that it can throw down this nexus, while the Zerg has his base up, his second that is. He's already going for the creep spread and for the speed. For Zerglings we have 30 drones, and well, BboongBboong is looking pretty good right now. He's looking pretty good, has a bunch of Zerglings out and can therefore scout what's happening for his opponent. This expansion is really delayed for Finale, so BboongBboong looking pretty good, and wow, this is definitely not how Finale pictured this first game to start. The Zerg from Team Prime is at the same time already starting to throw down a Roach Warren and going for the Evolution Chamber 2, and well, he doesn't tech just yet, he's getting the second gas, but Dual Side is a map where Zerg players tend to get really aggressive, and we've seen a lot of all-ins from Zerg players on 2 bases, so he might just try to get a good Roach count and then attack his opponent. And the one thing that he needs to be really careful of is that he can scout if the Nexus really finishes. There might be some kind of all-in strategy by Finale due to the problems that he had to face in the early stages of the game. And Finale has a lot of sentries, throwing down a fail field at the Xel'Naga Watchtower, trapping his own Zealot, and there are tons of sentries. We have 7 of them already. He's just trying to push out a tiny little bit, get control of the Xel'Naga Watchtowers, a little bit of kind of fake pressure in order to force his opponent to get defensive, and this is exactly what BboongBboong is doing now. He has 2 spine crawlers built a few seconds ago. He's now going for a small run-by attempt with the Zerglings, and at the same time starting his lair attack. And Finale doesn't even want to attack. He just wants to poke a tiny little bit, force his opponent to be more defensive than he would like to in this particular point in time. So he's just retreating again before he can be caught out of position. And we have 76 supply against 59. The +1 attack upgrade is being built for Finale, and he decides to go for a 6-gate. He's building a Twilight Council in order to get access to Blink, and then he will start with the Stalker production. So let's see if this strategy is actually good enough to take down BboongBboong, because the Zerg is just looking so damn good already. And we have the infestation bit thrown down right away. The +1 armor is already being researched. I have to say that this is going to be a tough battle for Finale. He needs to be very, very careful. Now researching Blink, and this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a really, really tough call for the Protoss player. Is he able to win this game after all? Lair tech is done, 54 to 42 harvesters. We have speed for the Roaches, and there's already a significant lead in supply for BboongBboong, taking down 1 Zealot and still having a quick look at the third if there's an attempt by the Protoss player to get another base. The third base for BboongBboong is now just being built. And the one thing that I have to criticize just a little bit is that he does not really take care of his creep spread. He's not trying to spread creep to his third base, and this could be a problem later on when the Protoss player decides to push out, and this push will probably happen pretty soon, as he's still on 6 gates. And we have him with Blink nearly completed. He's going to push out very, very soon. Speed for the Roaches will be done though, as will the Burrow upgrade. It's already halfway done. And the main problem for Finale right now is he doesn't have any detection at all. He doesn't have detection, and well, BboongBboong is basically already countering his build. He's going for Lings and Roaches. He has Burrow, so he can always burrow his units. He's picking off the probes. He has Infestors. Pathogen Glance is done, so he can stop the Stalkers from blinking, and Finale is in so much trouble right now. The next fight is gonna be so horrible for him. The Zerglings are even delaying the push a little bit further. There are still Stalkers on the map trying to get access to the Xel'Naga Watchtowers, but the Stalker will be caught out of position, needs to blink away, and if this one probe gets picked off, even if he loses a bunch of Zerglings, that would delay the push even more, but he doesn't do anything about it. He doesn't have to, because all the Infestors are already in position, and now Finale is cancelling the pylon. He knows fully well that there is no chance he can succeed with this attack when his opponent already has the Roaches. He doesn't even know that BboongBboong has Burrow as well, but that would be the final thing for him, the final hint that he should definitely stop this push. Really, really tough one for Finale now. He's trying to save it somehow by just getting his the Trample Archive already, and the Robotic Space, so that he can add in some observers and therefore counter Burrow too. And well, this is going to be a really, really tough battle for him, as I already mentioned before, because all the odds are stacked against him. We have 150 supply against 116, 3 bases against 2. The Spire is now being started for BboongBboong, and the first player from Team Prime already researching +1 attack for his Zerglings and getting a 4th base. And he can afford to do so. He can afford to do so. He has the perfect map control. He can prevent his opponent from getting a 4th on his 3rd on his own. And there, in the meantime, we already have Immortals being built, Storm. And well, there's not a lot that Finale can do right now. Harvester count is at 62 to 52, and another pylon getting picked off. Not quite. BboongBboong is taking it easy now. He can tech to Hive very soon, killing another pylon, but he can't attack into this bottleneck position, because now on 2 bases it's all about the positioning. If BboongBboong would actually try to attack his opponent right now, he might just suicide into this bottleneck and the army split in half with a bunch of force fields. This is exactly what happens. He needs to burrow. He needs to burrow away, and that's what he's doing. He's still attacking, trying to use infested terrains, a bunch of fungals at the same time, but this is just a horrible decision right now. He can wait his opponent out. He doesn't want Finale to reach 200 supply, but still, this is not proving to be a cost-effective attack. All the infestors getting sniped by the High Templars with the feedbacks, and wow, Finale killing quite a lot. But BboongBboong is already building 15 Mutalisks. He's going for the tech switch, adding Lings in order to attack the Stalkers at the ground. So going for a Ling and Mutalisk combination right now. He lost all the infestors nonetheless, and he could have saved them. So I'm not quite sure if that was a wise choice, but at the same time, Finale is still behind in supply. He's trying to be a little bit more aggressive now, though, as the Zerg player is attacking his 3rd base attempt. The pylon is being picked off, no warp-ins to save this expansion, and all the Lings are attacking the 2nd base there. Wow, the Mutalisks are also doing a very good job streaming into the main base. Mutalisks need to be careful, but another Immortal is dying on the left, while the Lings are attacking the main base, and the Mutalisks have free reign for a couple of seconds as the Stalkers are still in cooldown mode. And obviously BboongBboong is not waiting for his opponent to start to engage into the fight, is leaving his opponent's main base, further delaying the attack of Finale, and this Protoss player is still on 2 bases against 4. Quite the horrible scenario for the player from MVP. It doesn't look promising, and once again Finale losing, or able to kill a bunch of Mutalisks, but losing Stalkers as well. The 4th base is ready for BboongBboong. He's injecting like crazy, and well, Finale is struggling to get his 3rd base. Mutalisks and Ling are harassing the shit out of him, and he can't do a single step outside of his base. Doing a very nice job with his blinks and able to take down quite a lot of those Mutalisks, but BboongBboong with a superior economy is more than happy to trade armies. Even though he's wasting a lot of his units, he's still in a superb position, but he should be a little bit more careful. Finale is playing really resourceful, but if he is not able to secure this 3rd base, then he will lose the game for sure. And it looks like BboongBboong is now trying to get even more aggressive, but as I already mentioned, he wasted basically 2 of his armies, and that's something that he should not have done. The Stalkers trying to blink after the Mutalisk. Lings are streaming in right now, but the pylon is ready. A bunch of Stalkers is now just warping in, and BboongBboong, he needs to be careful. This game is not over yet. He's in a very good position. He killed a lot already, and he's doing a very good job at harassing his opponent, but he's losing way too many units, and he needs to be careful now. He should definitely add a bunch of infestors once again in order to prevent the Stalkers from blinking, and at the same time I'm still missing more upgrades for the Zerg player from Team Prime. He needs to get +2/+2 for his Zerglings, as the Protoss player already has +2 attack. A 5th base being built now for BboongBboong. Having a quick look at his harvester count, he's at 80 to 40 harvesters, so he's doubling the harvester count of Finale.
but the third base is secured for now. More force fields being thrown down. The Archon already with 13 kills. And a quick look at the resources lost shows that Finale was playing a lot more resourceful, as I already mentioned. Only 9,500 resources lost against 13,000. BboongBboong is overdoing it a little bit, and this might prove to be a problem later on. But still, with a 60 supply lead, he's just in a commanding lead now. We have him with +2 attack upgrade being researched. Whoa, Mutalisks need to be careful. Stacking up against an Archon is not the best idea. 14 kills for this one Archon, while another set of Lings tries to engage into the main base and natural expansion. He's using hold position in order to pick off his opponent's probes, but nice job, well done by BboongBboong. He's maxed out, borrowing Zerglings in the economy line of his opponent. The one probe finally arriving, but the rest of BboongBboong's army is attacking, and all those Mutalisks are picking off one sentry after another, and of course the Stalkers as well. 28 Mutalisks reign free in the opponent's main base. Finale, with a lot of trouble at his hands, is losing pylon after pylon, and of course also a lot of probes. Another set of Lings now determined to attack the third base. There is no cannon, and this might be the last nail in the coffin of Finale. Finale is just not able to stop BboongBboong, who's attacking at 2 or 3 positions at a time and now focusing down this particular nexus. This game is over, ladies and gentlemen, and BboongBboong is able to claim the first point in this clan war for his team.